Usyk's jab plays an immense role in his style. It's thanks to the jab probes and feints that he's able to control and open the lead hand of his opponents. In this sequence, he probes Joshua with a high jab a couple of times before finally making Joshua to extend his lead arm and throw a jab to Usyk's head, which Usyk times with a straight left hand as he dips underneath Joshua's jab. Usyk probes with a jab with his head above his front foot. Then he bounces back, he bounces forward with another probe, and he bounces back. As Usyk bounces forward for the third time, he feints a jab and Joshua tries to time him with a jab of his own. Only that this time Usyk moves his head above his back foot, slipping inside of Joshua's jab, but landing a right hook around it. He was also able to feint a jab which would make Joshua extend his lead arm and follow it up with the right hook feint to make Joshua move his lead arm to the side and open up the way for Usyk's straight left. It got even worse for Joshua when Usyk started moving to the left, probing with his jab, which was making Joshua pivot towards him. Usyk feints a jab to make Joshua throw a jab, which he times with a pivot in the opposite direction and lands a swivel jab from a blind angle. After probing with punches to the head, Usyk would dip for a split second, forcing Joshua to dip with him and extend his lead arm, which Usyk would time with a pivot on the front foot and a swivel jab above it from the outside angle. Or after dipping low, he would jump up feinting a jab to the head, enticing Joshua to throw his own jab upstairs before dipping below it and landing a body punch. Usyk's ability to diversify and adjust his head movement makes him an even harder puzzle to solve, by slipping outside the lead hand as he's stepping outside of it. By slipping outside of the lead hand as he's stepping inside of it. But when Joshua was expecting him to slip outside of his jab, he started doubling and tripling his jab, aiming the follow-up jabs to the outside angle he was expecting Usyk to step to. Usyk quickly adjusted to it and started slipping inside of Joshua's jab while stepping outside of it. As Joshua started throwing his rear hand more and more, Usyk did a fairly good job of first slipping outside of it and countering it with both of his hands. Then changing the timing of his slips and starting to slip inside of Joshua's rear hand. As important as Usyk's lead hand is for getting closer and setting up his offense, it is as important when it comes to getting him outside of range safely by occupying the opponent's lead hand as he's pulling out.